Hello everyone, this is Greyshot 117 here to bring you another Company Affairs 2 commentary. This time, I'm going to be the Oberkommando West, and I will be doing a 3v3 with my allies, Redman, or Axis allies, Redman and GTA level Ryan. We're versing Jon Snow as the only American, and the two Soviet players in Kentucky and Snake, and boy oh boy was this a great game. Slow start, but definitely had a grand finish that was truly epic. But in any case, this also actually I'm able to highlight some other units I did not get in my I guess the last two games. First off, I also do a different doctrine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the breakthrough doctrine, which has it's interesting. I like the assault artillery. I did not know you have to use it in an enemy sector. I know it says barrage enemy sector. I thought it was just like, oh, just enemy, just see enemies. Well, no, actual enemy sector. The Panzer Tiger and some, breakthrough doctrines. Redman is, of course, the Wehrmacht, and he's playing as the assault support doctrine. This is probably one of the most popular doctrines, and I can't blame it. It has a great variety of units, mostly support units, and of course the mighty Tiger. Not the King Tiger, though. And Ryan, of course, is the Luftwaffe ground forces. This is great for defense and infiltrating units. The MG is awesome because I had a few times where infantry would start pouring in and like, what am I going to do? But anyway, Stern Pioneers, Ryan rushes over here. I also rush in this area. I'm going to push to the midsection. This is, of course, this map is there in like 3 main points, so usually the guy in the middle will go here, Ryan is over here, and Redman pushes over here. Redman's going to make a mighty push with his Pioneers all the way to that point. Right now I also have Volksgrenadiers moving in. I'm not really capturing this because there's really no point early on in my opinion. I'll get that when my second wave infantry come in, just cap it. But my major point is just push up as far as I can in defensive line. Ryan has these, the Kerbal Wagon. I also have one coming out. We also look up here, they have riflemen coming up the hill. And they also have this rear echelon troop. Now, if we look over here also, they don't have anything up here, nothing on the hill, and yeah, they're quite, they're probably making something, that's why, it took them a little longer, but yeah. So I'm going to show you the Stern Pioneers and their effectiveness. So this guy gets in heavy cover, and people are like, oh, okay, well, it's one guy versus two, it's going to die, and then Redman himself is like, may retreat it. Because they were in heavy cover, these are long-range rifles, that short-range cover, not very effective. And then, of course, these guys did a pretty good job. If they would have stood around, maybe they could have defeated me. But overall, again, I love that view. Stern Pioneers are a great addition. I love their weapons. Oop, let's get behind that tree. But they're like these rifles are great for both short to medium range, not very good long range. The rifles, again, the riflemen excel long range with these weapons, but again, short range you have to hand up to the Stern Pioneers. Now, I'm also moving up some Volksgrenadiers. These are great for, again, cold, not relevant on this map, and they're also relevant because of a simple issue of the fact they get Panzerschrecks for 90, which isn't that bad, especially if you combine it with the cold. It's a pretty good deal. I'm moving up my Kerbal Wagon, which is slowly moving itself up the hill. Unfortunately for Ryan, he's having some difficulties. As you can see here, they're laying up barbed wire. They're being very defensive, like this. This type of setup is a very defensive, very interesting setup, to say the least. By the way, my Kerbal Wagon, I told to attack these guys. Apparently, it's like I'm gonna get up close and shoot them. So yeah, that thing's not gonna last very long. Spoiler. Anyway, I'm healing my guys up. So I have another Volksgrenadier squad. I'll be moving up here. My second squad, I'm moving up, and I'll put them in heavy cover. But yeah, they retreat, which is very nice. Now, Redman's having some difficulties. He took this point, but again, this sniper, which is so close to dying, against two-man sniper squad, and this scout car pretty much just owned him. So it's an interesting tactic. And of course, against the Wehrmacht, unless you have a good amount of troops, that's a pretty effective strategy for the scout car sniper. The only thing this isn't necessarily effective against, no, actually I'll take it back, it's actually effective against everything. Scout cars can get all infantry, MGs, but again, if you have a good sniper pair, it'll take him out. But unfortunately for him, the sniper's kind of almost dead. Anyway, I put these guys here, just putting some cover. Moving these guys up after capturing this point, I'll move them in. Unfortunately, the enemy team is capturing back their fuel on both sides. Ryan put this here to stop them from coming in. Unfortunately for him, he did not realize that that also meant that no, he can't go up. He did move up his Kerbal Wagon, kind of blew up some of the barbed wire, but yeah, it didn't last too long, as we can see here. Now, who is this? I'm sorry. Let's look at them. Jon Snow is purple, Snake is orange, and Kentucky is red. Let's actually see what they picked. So Kentucky picked shock rifle troops, the IS-2, very nice. Also, flame incendiary barrage and shock troops, great addition. Armor company, this is very good. Howitzer barrage is very nice. Think of it like a railway artillery. Elite assault engineers are great. This map not so much because not really urban warfare, but the bulldozer and Wolverine are great additions. Urban defense doctrine, I'll show you that in a second, but it's good for, like, again, more urban warfare. This is not. This is like big open areas. So I'm curious why you picked that, because everyone's like, oh, that's amazing. Well, it is if you're in urban warfare. We're in the middle of a giant hill. I mean, there's buildings on opposite sides. Of course, over here. So this is what he did. He put up this building and maybe just to hold like this center point. Unfortunately for him, Redman is very persistent in putting these MGs up to block his defenses, while his riflemen just try to shoot long range. However, sniper teams are kind of picking at his heels. So I also brought in this. This is the, of course, the infrared searchlight. I'm gonna bring him up here. That way I can pretty much anticipate their attacks. I'm also setting up this Volksgrenadier squad to pretty much cut them off. That's my main idea, because right now they have quite a lot of units over here, but I want to make sure they don't get that fuel. Again, if I take this point, that cuts off their fuel and they no longer get those troops. Anyway, I sent my Volksgrenadier squad to do pretty much an advanced attack on their base. They have rear echelon troops in here. If I get close up, they're not really going to do that much. They'll still do damage and they have better cover bonus, but still my Volksgrenadiers will at least do more damage. Unfortunately for me, I didn't see that grenade, and they just completely blew me up. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So I bring up an AT gun. I bring up more troops. Oh, I decap this point, and I'll retreat shortly thereafter. Let me show you this attack. So Redman's pretty much owning up here. He has a scout car with 20mm cannon. Pioneer squad, great short range. MG teams. Yeah, so he pretty much owned all of Kentucky's units, and now he has this. Here's the thing, and I'm gonna pull up the enemy. This is you can't spawn units in here or kill your guys and whatnot, but this is what it can do. So now, right now they have this like nice scout position that can see pretty far. I mean, you can see up here, see this area, you can see pretty much all around, and actually, you can see this small little runway that maybe you can blast a hole and get away through. But anyway, whatever the case may be, they pretty much now have this point secured, which is great for Redman. Even though they have this little scout thing here, as we can see here, they're pretty much set. Now if we go to my side, I'm moving this car. I'm moving in right here. I want to, like, this is my forward operating post, or my forward operating base. I bought some Stern Pioneers. That's why I like stopped moving, because if you don't have the resources, it just like spazzes out. Oh, hello. Anyway, Ryan is currently setting up this like forward outpost event. I don't know why he is so close. Again, most likely set here thinking he would take the hill. Unfortunately for him, they're setting up a nice defensive line all around. So yeah, they've pretty much they pretty much just have this hill locked down, which is good and bad. It's bad because since Ryan is pretty much trying to deal with the units here, which, funny enough, if he would attack, no, they have MGs here. Well, if he attacked like with an AA, again, a good way to counter this. He has a AT gun, but like a good chunk of infantry. But right now, as you can see here, they're gonna start firing artillery shells, pretty much at that, yeah, at that medical station. Which will start doing a good bit. Now we look here, they retook this point with the rifleman charges, and I believe they had shock troops somewhere. But in any case, I'm now charging with 2 Volksgrenadier squads. I'm also going to try to upgrade one with a combat package, I believe. In case I'm also bringing up my T-gun. Oh, here are the shock troops. They're down here. Unfortunately for him, I have a little surprise for him. They're these Volksgrenadiers. So right now I'm having a pretty decent fight. Redman's doing a good job. He's doing a nice little support fire with a half track. He throws a grenade here. Kind of hurts my guys. They might be in heavy green cover, but I have two guys still flanking them, so it still does a lot. I'm going to retreat these guys momentarily. These guys did quite a bit of damage because, again, they're being helped out by this, and also this guy can still fire a couple of rounds to hurt the shock troops. Most people forget, like, you still have to remember that oh, yeah, I threw a grenade on there to try to take it out. Did a pretty good job, in my opinion. But anyway, so the issue that most people have is like, oh, shock troops, I'm sorry, not shock, yeah, they own everything. Well, you have to remember, let's say you're attacking a huge group. I think I'm going to lose these guys here. I'm going to try to retreat them. Yep. So, not a good day, not a good day. So as you can see here, they're kind of winning, kind of. Redman kind of helped me retake this point. However, as we can see, wow, they have a nice little defensive squad here. Over here, they do have quite a bit of units, and they are prepping a nice little counterattack. And I believe they have a bazooka team somewhere. Okay, maybe not. But unfortunately, these riflemen really, they have some AT guns because this guy's a veteran. If you get veteran, you get a AT grenade. But still. Oh wow, actually the constant bull damage is doing quite a bit. Oh my lord. Oh, the flamethrower, very nice to see. If you get on the half track, it does quite a lot of damage. And burns riflemen alive. So there's a perk if you want to do that. Ooh. I'm also sending in my guys to help. He's hoping to run the cover, but I'm gonna ruin his day. Pretty much make him run for his life. Oh, he went 5-2 in like literally under a second. Anyway, I have my searchlight here, which allows me to now see their advance. Wow. A lot of support guns. Again, I think Redman tried to bring up a guy up here, but he had an MG just in case. Pretty smart of him. I have a scout car. If you're wondering why I have a scout car, specifically the heavy armored car, which is the Puma, this thing is awesome, and this thing can snipe tanks with great range as long as you support it with good infantry. Now, as we can see up here, well, actually, see over here, this is a thing. They attacked Redman, but then like ran away, so they're like scared of Redman in a sense. But over here, my guys, doing pretty good. Now, even though I have my guys in heavy cover, like not heavy cover, like decent cover over here, yeah, still did a lot. I try to retreat them. Do they retreat in time? Yes, they do. Okay, thank God. Wow, okay. Couldn't just run around. So I moved my Puma, try to do some long range fire to counter. Redman's also trying to support me. We're trying to help him. I told him about the bazooka team moving up, so he's going to try to move his troops back. Or, yeah, there's a signal. He's going to start moving it back and then move up his Grenadier squad with the MG42, which will rip apart infantry. Again, my Puma is just firing long range, but the problem is the hill. It's firing up, so as you can see, it's not doing that much. Again, you have to remember, elevation is key in this game. Oh, what's that? That's an Su-76 that they're sending up. Right now, they're going to try sending up to flank his units. And right now, the best unit is a scout car, so I mean, not much AT. But also, as you can see here, they're bringing up this Katushka. If you're wondering why, if they bring that up, as you can see here, Ryan has most of his pretty much forces over here. So a couple good Katushka strikes, and yeah, Ryan has issues, some major issues. But yeah, Ryan's countering. He's trying to use the heavy, I guess, artillery to take out the MG placements and also the troops up there. Ooh, nice hit. But in the meantime, I'm moving up my Volksgrenadiers, which is pushing him back. They're now pushed back down the hill. I'm moving up my Puma, and we're moving up our troops to reinforce. It's very nice. Moving up another Volksgrenadier squad to recap this point. Again, Katushka strikes over this area. Felt bad for Ryan. I knew he was pinned. I didn't know how bad he was, but yeah, that's definitely annoying. But the nice thing is Red's now refocusing over here, which you're like, oh, how's that good? Well, he's not in the middle, so now right now we're winning. So I put this thing down. I believe the Su-76 is... Oh yeah, there it is. Unfortunately, the scout card, I think, and this AT did quite a bit of damage on. So yeah, Redman was brought up and was prepared for a nice little tank charge. I have my guys here. I believe I'm gonna move them over here. I have my Puma coming across, trying to help him out, counter his troops. Ooh, took out his conscript squad. Very nice. This guy runs down the hill. I'm gonna try to take him out. Also, I see these guys retreat. I can see like the glimmer of the sniper and other things moving down. So I'm like, okay, he's retreating. I'll move him back to the midpoint between these two in case they do attack. As you can see here, though, you can see Jon Snow. My bad, not Jon Snow. Jon Snow is preparing like a nice little counterattack. Look at all the infantry moving across. He's preparing a nice little attack. Now, however, the thing about what they don't know is right now, Redman has... That plane is a nice little, it's a special ability Redman has that does a twin and a machine gun target. It's a strafing run pretty much, but keeps them suppressed. Let's see, Ryan has quite a bit of sports. Fallschirmjäger is trying to hold... he's trying to also recap that fuel as much as possible, so he's slowly making his way back up the hill. Myself, I'm just trying to resupply my guys. Have more guys up here firing long range. I love that plane, definitely helped us out. Try to have my Volksgrenadiers over here, try to recap. I told him he's under fire to move that half track back. Because, look, the, yeah, that AT. Also, sniper team. Just watching, not shooting. Not sure why, because it probably could have helped. In any case, I'm just prepping my defenses. Right now, I'm thinking about, oh, not thinking, sorry. I think I will put a combat Panzerschreck on him. Yep, there he goes. Also have my Puma stationed, Searchlight moving up to see what he has, and now I see like, oh, he has a Stuart. That's fantastic. Unfortunately for him, I have Panzerschreck. Panzerschreck meet Stuart. Stuart meet Panzerschreck. Stuart die. So yeah, he goes all the way back down the hill. Can't really charge because now I have two Panzerschrecks, and if that thing comes back up, well, it's screwed. Also, I have something else that he is not gonna like. I also have this AT gun here, which I'm going to move up slightly more over on this section in case he does charge. But as you can see here, he's definitely prepping for a large assault. He's not coming in one at a time, so this guy's pretty good. Ryan's doing pretty good, although this Katushka's definitely giving him some trouble. At least not in trouble since killing a lot of units, only has 3 kills. But it's just like harassment. And look at there, nice little bombing run. So right now I'm just reinforcing my guys. Luckily for me, Redman's like, oh, they have a big chunk of units. I have a Panzer IV. I'm going to show them my Panzer IV and how awesome it is. Because I'm Redman, and Panzer IVs are awesome. Well, that's great, but when they have a Stuart and Bazooka and AT, it's a different story. Unfortunately for him, as you can see here, I put this section over here, I placed it, and this also this has an autocannon, so it'll definitely have a nice little defensive area over here. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to start bringing in these Oversoldaten. These things are fantastic. I also tell these guys to start firing upon this thing, the fuel cap. Again, I can, as the Overcommando West, I cannot put a fuel cap down. However, even though that is the case, Redman can because he's the Vermont. Now I put a smoke down. I'm going to retreat him back. I have my 2 Volksgrenadier squads trying to move up. I'm going to try to use a double grenade on this. Redman's like, do a double grenade. It'll be amazing. I lose my guys. And I'm lucky enough that... Did they both die? No, I was able to retreat one. Okay. Whew. I have these guys. I'll put them back on the hill. And I'll send this guy back because, again... people... Oh, sorry. Nice little suppression run. 2 Panzergrenadier squads holding back, and my Oberstaten, which I brought up to this hill. Most people forget this heals vehicles, this heals infantry, and also you get forward HQ. That way I don't have to you know, send them all the way back to base. I can have them come here. So I'll send, but in any case, I'll have this thing get healed in the middle because, you know, it's not much of a fight. Look at all that. They're all pinned right now from that strafing run, which is fantastic because look at that. Now the Panzer Force can literally have a field day and literally wipe the floor with all that infantry. I almost feel bad for him. Almost. Oh, I should probably mention, never mess with Ryan and box him up, because guess what? He brings Stukas, and that thing is really lucky it did not die. It just hit all around. But anyway, Ryan is pretty much having this nice little fortified line. He's healing his thing, putting up these flak turns, which I really like, because if they attack his base, well, they'll be any infantry will be shredded. I have my Puma down here trying to push them back, trying to help out the major Panzer IV force. However, as you can see here, they have definitely a Jackson and some long range Su-85, which is giving him sight range. This thing has incredible range, not the best sight. This has incredible sight, hard turning ability. So they kind of help each other out versus tanks. Unfortunately, I'm gonna try to get my thing up and try to help him hurry up the hill. Just a little heads up. I forgot to do the salvage operation a lot. Anyway, they are pressing us pretty hard. Over here, I try to send in the bulk grenadiers, try to help them out. Realize there's a lot of units gonna send them back up the hill. Anyway, this thing gets healed very, very quickly, and I'm gonna send them back up the hill. Because as you can see here, even though my Albert student, which is by the way owning infantry left and right, I'm too far in their territory, so they're pushing us back. Our idea was to cut off reinforcements, that way Ryan would have a good charge. And to be fair, Ryan is prepping a large assault to retake this hill in one fall swoop. Right now we're not really worried because we told him to take his time, because of the fact we have both here and here, they're minusing points very quickly. Also, we kind of have their major fuel, well, we almost have their fuel point. But we still have this fuel point over here, and thanks to Redman's bunker, it's still being protected. So we're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good. In any case, I have my Puma, I'll move him right back. My searchlight's still in place, so allow us to see, again, their units. So we're seeing all this. I brought up a howitzer, by the way. This is a port gun. It's 420, pretty good, fires long range, and it'll definitely hurt infantry coming up the hill. But then I also, very close to getting this assault artillery, which I want to do in this area. Now, this, NG, the Maxium, really started hurting this thing, so I'm like, oh no, retreat, and eventually I'll hit this emergency retreat button. I also bring up another Oberstein squad, hopefully I'm saying that right, and very quickly I'm saving up for a Jagdtiger, because I'm like, if I can get that heavy armor, I'll pretty much ruin their day. To be fair, I'm 100% right. I move back to support gun, move up more troops to pretty much help flank, and as you can see here, they have quite a lot of troops moving up the hill. They have a lot of tanks, Katyushkas, etc. But luckily, I'm using the heavy cover to pretty much hold my advance. I think Redman's calling it a strike. Yeah, they keep calling the strike. Unfortunately, they called in Katyushkas, which is hurting my searchlight, funny enough. And also that. I mean, look how many... Yeah, that was ridiculous. Katyushka strikes. Maybe it was a Jackson. Was it a Jackson? Maybe it was a Jackson. But so, Katyushkas did more damage. But then my Puma, I repeat, my Puma, because that thing was busy, takes out that thing. My Puma took out a Jackson. Are Pumas as expensive as Jacksons? No. Or should they be Jacksons? Not really in a head-on fight. But if you can flank the Jackson, as I did, it does a lot of damage. It has a great armor-piercing round. As you can see here, I'm reinforcing the hill with infantry. Great for us that Redman's reinforcing this area of tanks. And again, his plane is just strafing them. Now, luckily for us, I don't know why, but Snake didn't really focus and didn't really charge Redman's positions over here. Sure, they have a couple units here and there, and I should have probably scavenged that, thinking about now. But in any case, yeah, they're right now just bombing our hill using massive artillery strikes and whatnot. So I'm trying to counter, trying to have my Oberstein squad just hold this hill. Look how much artillery and stuff is hitting here. It's absolutely ridiculous. Luckily for me, I have this thing. Oh, do I have this thing? That's right, the Yag Tiger's here, and it's ready to ruin their day. So I moved back my Oberstein squad. I think it's gonna... yeah, it died. I lose a lot of squads right there. I think that was hit by a direct artillery strike. So I'm like, oh, god dang it. There goes my AT. Yeah. A lot of bombs going off, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of bombs. But luckily, it looks like orange and red are combining forces for a major assault over here. Now, I saw this howitzer, and I should have done it over here. But I'll be using this assault very, very shortly. Also, as we can see here, my Puma, not doing too bad. Has quite a few kills, 2 stars. I'm going to move it back to get healed. Luckily, this assault squad is definitely hurting them. And also, I stole a Panzerschreck. I have a Panzerschreck with this thing now. So, yeah, it's very effective. Has the LMG, that. So, yeah, my goal is to try to bring up more infantry to hold this hill, because I lost a lot of it in that charge. Well, guess what I have now? My Yag Tiger. Oh, my Yag Tiger. So right now they're just like, oh, we're going to use this hill. Now unfortunately the hill also has advantage because again this slope. And if I move the tank up very slowly. Oh, and I forgot, Redman's Tiger. Kind of completely forgot about that whole thing. But yeah, Redman now has his Tiger. There we go. Don't know why, it just had me zoomed in there. Anyway, we're right now just using long range fire to try to take them out. Unfortunately, they are also using long range fire. I did that breakthrough doctrine, which kind of just helped mess them up down here. Also smoke their area. Again, breakthrough doctrine calls in a lot of bombs, then it smokes it so you can move up. Moving up my Oberstein squads to take out this conscript squad and hopefully move up. I see Redman moving up with the Tiger, and I figure I would help him out. I have my Puma coming back in. It just got healed up. As we can see here, they're prepping a nice little... They're moving up slowly but surely. Again, this should not have probably done this. If you have this thing, do not charge in it like this. I definitely heal it up. This is definitely not a tank that you just bust through walls and move up in, especially going through enemy territory. The reason I say that is they have quite a bit of AT, they have quite a lot of bazookas, and they have quite a few tanks. So this thing is going to slowly move up. My idea was to come move here. Problem is it's moving so slowly, it's not really helping. I tried to move this thing over here. My goal is to try to search for the Katushka, which is right here, but again, I can't see it. So right now they took this area, but luckily for us, we're moving up ever so slowly. My support gun's still hurting them, and yeah, they have bazooka now. They have the Jackson. They have artillery, Su-85, all sorts of stuff. And unfortunately, I tried to tell this thing to back up, but unfortunately, it's like, nope, can't do it. So I have to go forward. And guess what? This is a common Company of Heroes 2 tip. Never show the back of a tank, because or the sides. This thing can take a lot of hits in the front, not so much on the sides and back. Anyway, luckily Redman still has his Tiger. Now he's a Panzerwerfer, which is fantastic, as it'll start shredding infantry. But as you can see here, they also have an IS-2. They have an IS-2 now. So they are prepping a large tank force. But good thing for Ryan, he also countered. he countered with his, I think it's that's a King Tiger. So now he has the hill and he's slowly pushing up his forces. But that base of his took quite a beating, but luckily he was able to counter. Now unfortunately for me, they're like, oh, because we took out your Egg Tiger, let's get cocky and move up the hill. Luckily for Redman, Redman has other ideas and slowly bombing them back to the Stone Age. Yeah, that Jackson needs to get repaired. But in any case, the only good news I can possibly surmise is my Puma is still alive and has 16 kills. 2 vehicles, not too shabby for a Puma. I also had to retreat this because they incendiary barraged this, that way we wouldn't capture it. Yeah. Luckily, Ryan just did a stupid barrage. Again, it's just like a lateral barrage. But yeah, I definitely recommend these overshoot. They are fantastic against infantry. I also have Volkswagen Radiators to help reinforce my front lines against tanks. And of course, Redman brings in another one of those barrages. So as you can see here, they have me completely surrounded. You know, can't really do much here. Puma, they started actually a barrage over here. Then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna kill it. Unfortunately for him, Redman had other intentions. Again, Redman has the Panzerwerfer right here. Does he have 1 or 2? Nope, he just has 1 that was able to kill it. A nice concentrated barrage. Unfortunately for us, they are pushing up the hill slowly but surely. Luckily, I'm moving up my troops. But that's not what you want to see. You want to see this. Last game, I said the King Tiger versus the IS-2. Well, Ryan had to kind of run away. But, yeah, there's the IS-2 versus a King Tiger. Again, he ran away because of the fact they had so many forces over here. It's kind of smart if you know you can't really win to just fight another day. Sure, they're going to take this point, but there will be suicide if they think they can come all the way down this hill and then face all of Ryan's units down here. He has AT. Is that AT? Yeah, he has AT, flak, all sorts of stuff. So that would definitely tear apart an IS-2. Plus this thing, you forget, this thing actually does quite a bit of damage to tanks. I know I haven't really shown that, but it still does it still does a little bit, especially on its side or rear armor. Anyway, as we can see here, I can see all their units, which are also getting repaired, which is fantastic. Let's send more units over here. Again, this is a 3-star squad, 28 kills. It somehow killed a building, not sure how, but hey, it got 27 infantry kills. Can't really complain about that. Now, if we look here at my infantry support gun, I don't know why it's facing in that direction. I think it's just preparing to fire in any direction. Redman also got stuck over here for nice defense. Yeah, they really don't have that much over here. He still has this defensive line, which I guess is supposed to guard against an attack over here. We're not going to attack over here. This is like secure. We're going to keep pushing over here until we have this area, and then we'll get this area and this area, and then we're going to hit your base. But anyway, they keep coming from that one small section, and they just have artillery hitting us through the wazoo. So we have artillery. I have my Puma moving back in. Again, I love how many times that plane is going to come across. Literally, it is the same flight path. It just shoots all the way down that hill. Ooh, that was a good hit. With again, that support gun, pretty good. Most people forget. That was a pretty good hit. But yeah, luckily the MGs and whatnot are really pushing up. The Puma's doing great, and we're going to move up more infantry to move up. I did my awesome barrage over in this area, which I believe killed this howitzer, and causing some damage, which is making him retreat. Yeah. Also, Redman was shouting go Panzer Grenadiers, you're better than all the Oberkommando units. Yeah, Redman doesn't like the Oberkommando OS as much as the normal Vermont, so little factor about him, little personal detail. But yeah, I also have my searchlight back. Again, if you didn't notice that, pretty much searching the area so Redman can do constant strikes. Now over here, Ryan's like, hey, you could use some backup. They have quite a lot of forces. Not really worried, I just want some backup. So we're like, okay, he has a Jagdpanzer, again, great front armor, great weapon, it's like an Su-85. But his Tiger's moving up, AT and whatnot's hurting him. You can see it's actually doing quite a bit of damage. So now I move my Puma in to actually help him out, which actually starts shooting this. I'm like, no, shoot the IS-2. Moves in his Stug. That thing versing a Stug though. Also, using Su-85. Oh, is that artillery? Yeah, it is, from the AT gun. So luckily, Ryan brings in his King Tiger. Unfortunately for us, though, they do call this like howitzer barrage. Luckily, this thing is firing. Unfortunately, it does have very thick armor, so it's harder to penetrate. But I'm trying to move up to try to get sight lines. I see they're about to kill it, so I'm just gonna smoke and then fall back. I have my, again, my focus grenadiers right over here trying to hold this line. Over here, they have quite a few infantry units coming up, but luckily, these things with the MG34s, pretty much just owning them as they come up the hill. Again, they're 4 stars, 33 kills, not too shabby. Same thing over here, they got a couple kills, they're trying to clear out this area. But yeah, the IS-2 and Su-85 kind of need repairs. Wow, this thing has 3 stars, and is that? Huh, interesting. I sent my guy back over here to get repaired. But as you can see here, they have a couple Jacksons preparing and guarding the flank. So infantry hitting us from all sides. And yeah, we're now reinforcing this area to make sure we can hold it. Again, they keep coming from this area. Recommendation, come through different areas. Also, if you're the Soviets and Americans, why don't you have fuel points down? Like, you have these areas under your control. If we look at resources, right now, if we look at, let's see, myself and the 2 other guys, we're right now like 24, 28, 35. And they have 36. Okay, if I'm the Overcommando West, and mine is almost equal to yours, Ryan has more, for Pete's sakes. If an Overcommando West player has more than a Soviet player, they're doing something wrong. Even if they have we have equal fuel points, the major thing here is they're not putting down fuel caches, which we are. Yeah, this thing is getting quite a few kills. Not doing too bad. Unfortunately, they have this Su-85 over here, but luckily I have a Puma that's back up and running. Healing my guys over here, send them in very shortly. Actually, if we look at resources too, Ryan doesn't have a lot of munitions. I do. I think it's because of my, oh, what's this? Actually, I'm not sure why. I'm truly not sure because, oh, maybe just because he has a couple guys over here, not really anywhere. But of course, the Wehrmacht have the most overall. So right now I try to move this guy in to do some nice little front shots. Now I'm going to show you a trick. This trick I've stated in most games. Here's the Puma Su-85. This thing has a bigger gun. This thing has better speed. I'm going to now just do this. Look at that thing. It's owning the Su-85 and then one more hit. 3-star Puma. Just own the Su-85. That's why you have guys to help your units, ladies and gentlemen, because otherwise a simple Puma can take it out. Using speed and maneuverability and awesomeness. Pure awesomeness, to be precise. Now, as you can see here, they have quite a lot of tanks, and they're moving up another IS-2. Because, you know, why not? Luckily, the, oh wow, that did an excellent hit against them on rear armor. Another hit. The Jagd Tiger helping out. They're repairing it. Oh, look, the IS-2's coming in. Stug's helping out. Look at this epic battle. This is pretty cool. The IS-2's doing quite a bit of damage, but this thing just has a bigger gun. And this thing also has a really awesome range. Look, that IS-2, full health, now falling back. That's pretty impressive. King Tiger is really impressive. Also, again, this thing's quite a beating. Still doing pretty good for itself. Ryan called it in this like nice little Stuka strike, try to hit it. It just barely gets out of the way. And then Ryan chases after it with its stew, but unfortunately for him, it just doesn't want to penetrate. Or hit, to be precise. Yeah, see, he keeps bouncing. So he's going to keep chasing it, trying to kill it. Keep bounced again. So anyway, they have this guy over here. I have my guy over here for momentarily, and I'll move it back in the Puma. Little heads up. Where is their IS2? There it is. Funny enough, yeah, they should probably go back and heal that thing. But anyway, there's the other ISU. Or IS2, sorry. Yeah, and then Redman's like, lucky IS2. Because, of course, as we can see right through, somewhere over here. Somewhere over here, I think that's it, the dead Stug. Unfortunately for him. Now, I move up my Puma, and, see, they get out of their thing, because they're like, oh, we're going to cap it. Well, my Puma just owns that Stewart. And not just that, it becomes abandoned. So that thing is now abandoned on the field. If it wasn't so deep in their territory, and by deep I mean like, they have quite a few units, I don't want to send a squad in and possibly risk losing it. I probably would have taken it just because of like, oh, it's another tank. So anyway, I have my Yag Tiger moving up the hill to help support, and they also have quite a lot of their units. So right now I have my 4-star Puma, a 4-star Puma, trying to hold up, but again, the Jack is actually doing quite a bit of damage. Unfortunately for me, now they're just going to use a lot of AT. They have an Su-85, a Jackson, and that on it. I wasn't really paying attention to this. This was my fault. I should have retreated it then, but he's really determined, and I believe, yep, these two things kill it. But luckily, I have my King Tiger, which is doing pop shots on this poor Jackson from above. Look at that thing. That is a scary view. That is an absolutely terrifying view. Oh, yeah, and I kill it. Yeah, I gave him a chance. Oh, wow. That was absolutely amazing. But yeah, pretty much their tanks don't stand a chance now. My thing is just going to own them. They have a small infantry charge, but, ooh! Yeah, that's not really saving them. And then artillery and all this other stuff, yeah, they just don't have the forces. Orange should probably done something. He still has all these forces here. Redman hasn't moved an inch. Look at all these forces over here, pretty much owning these King Tigers. That's pretty cool. They didn't really kill him. That's why I didn't really show you guys that my King Tiger, I guess, Yag Tiger did more damage than his King Tiger. Or at least, you know, had more of a cool, interesting fight. But still, they did, they never really, I guess, repaired that, and I guess they focused on this. If they repaired that and got the main gun online, that probably would have been a more interesting fight. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. But before I go, let's look at kills. Now, we look here, of course, Kentucky with the IS-2s had the most amount of points. But if you look at kills, Jon Snow had most. Look on our team, Redman had the most, actually, kills. I did the most damage, go figure, most likely from infantry units and just constant fight with my Puma. But Ryan, of course, with the Stuka bombs, caught up and got a good overall score. I mean, I had the most deaths, hands down. But if we look here also, Redman only lost 25 units. That's skill. That's skill to only lose 25 units the entire game. And probably a good chunk of that was the Stug. The Stugs he kept losing on Ryan's side through enemy territory. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please subscribe, comment, like, whatever you like or want to do. But thank you guys for watching. See you next time. So we're going to watch this slowly push their way in. Again, this is a pretty epic battle because of the fact there's constantly something going on. And the King Tiger, man, this King Tiger is just giving the Allies that beating. Now, as you can see here, the Obsidian moving up. This thing pretty much killed the main threat, the AT gun. He's also moving in this Jackson into flank. However, as you can see here, this thing now just gained